we'll see about that, because I'm bringing it next time. I'm fired up, baby.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Scary.
We'll see you next time right here on Totally Weird and Funny.
Watch a new episode of The Rising this Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Now at 10, a heist in broad daylight. Surveillance cameras capturing masked men robbing an armored truck at gunpoint. Tonight, the search for the bandits who got away with a load of cash.
As far as the joke of an indictment, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing for this country.
Donald Trump on the defense, the former president addressing the historic indictment publicly for the first time today. Why he is calling the federal documents probe crooked.
And not very summer-like here in Southern California. It's a live look outside tonight. It is going to be cool, cloudy, and rainy to end the weekend. We're tracking that wet weather. Now, on the news at 10. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the News at 10. I'm Rick Chambers.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. In tonight for Karine Winter, former President Donald Trump on the campaign trail just one day after that 37-count indictment alleged he mishandled our country's most sensitive and closely held secrets.
An indictment that Mr. Trump railed against as unjust. And during speeches in Georgia and North Carolina this weekend, Trump described career prosecutors as corrupt. But of course, if convicted, he could spend years in prison. Rachel Menitoff joining us in the studio tonight. She's got more of Mr. Trump's outrage from today. Rachel?
Rick, Sandy, good evening to you both. The former president maintains his innocence and said today this is all a hoax. He says he never wanted to be indicted, but that this has been a boost to his poll numbers and his fundraising efforts. Hundreds of supporters cheering as former President Donald Trump arrives in Columbus, Georgia, marking his first public appearance since he was indicted, charged with allegedly mishandling classified documents. He says the 37 felony counts against him are a political stunt intended to hurt his chances of running for a second time.
They've launched one hoax and witch hunt after another to try and stop our movement and thwart the will of the American people.
The former president is harshly critical of the Department of Justice, the FBI, and Joe Biden, who he says also had sensitive information in his Washington, D.C. office and his Delaware home.
And by the way, Biden's got 1,850 boxes. He's got boxes in Chinatown, D.C. He's got boxes all over the place. He doesn't know what the hell to do with them, and he's fighting them on the boxes. He doesn't want to give the boxes.
The 49-page indictment alleges that Trump retained national security secrets in boxes in and around his Florida estate and then tried to cover them up. That is, until federal agents searched his place and took hold of them. Loyola Marymount law professor Jessica Levinson says there's a major difference between Biden's handling of the classified documents in his possession and how Trump went about handling his.
We're talking about a federal indictment because of the vast difference between this story, which is the former president being asked by the National Archives, we need these highly sensitive documents back, him refusing to comply, then being subpoenaed by the Department of Justice. Again, he fails to fully comply. Ultimately, the FBI has to execute a search warrant.
The whole thing is a witch hunt.
Despite his legal woes, Trump remains the frontrunner for the 2024 GOP nomination. He greeted voters at a Georgia Waffle House after his appearance Saturday and then made his way to a second engagement in North Carolina. Levinson says the indictment doesn't prevent him from moving forward on the campaign trail.
No, he can run, and in fact, he can be convicted. He could serve his prison time while he's serving as president of the United States.
And Trump promised to keep running for president even if he is convicted. He's scheduled to appear in a Florida federal courtroom on Tuesday for his arraignment. Rick?
All right, Rachel, thanks for that. And stay with KTLA for continuing coverage of this indictment of former President Trump. For the very latest at any time, you can just head to KTLA.com or download the free KTLA 5 app.
All right, it looks like we've got some sprinkles already coming down in some places tonight, and more of it ahead, huh, Kai?
Yes, indeed, guys. Yeah, well, greetings, everyone, and good evening here on a Saturday night in Southern California, and we are under mostly cloudy skies all over Southern California, all over the state, as a matter of fact, and there's a lot of moisture to the north of us as this huge area of low pressure now continues to make its move on the south.